What's good, everyone? It's your boy Santo G, back at it. You already know, spreading unity, prosperity, and respect. Above all, if you're new here, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell. That way you're notified when I drop future content. So today, I just wanted to continue with the juvenile hall war stories. And for all them people that have ever been in my comments talking about, hey, you shouldn't be saying names, you shouldn't be saying this, you shouldn't be saying that. My boy, the numbers don't lie, my subscribers don't lie, and by me mentioning names, it lets people get a little, not only familiarization with the storyline, you get to know who's who when I'm saying certain things, but I guarantee you, if I mention somebody's name or their video, best believe their homies are gonna watch it and they're gonna be like, oh, that's right. Share, start sending to all your boys. Why? Because it says your video and your homeboy. So all I'm doing is showing love to everyone, all my raza. So instead of saying stuff bad, just tap in and show love like I'm showing love to everybody. I don't care where you're from. Even if we called each other ops or enemies at a certain point in time, I don't care about none of that. We're now on a better path, man. We're trying to unite, trying to prosper, just show respect to everyone. You know what I mean? That's the right way to do things. If you want to have longevity in this game, in this world, in these streets, you got to treat people with respect. You got to prosper, and you got to have that unity mindset, man, because let's be real. The way it is now, it don't matter what color you skin you are. It don't matter where you come from. What matters is what you can bring to the table. And if all we can bring to the table is negativity and talking stuff about one another, then how do you expect anybody else to take us serious? That's just my point of view, man. So let's get into this story. Honestly, like I said, I was talking to my celly that I had in Silmar, and me and him chopping it up is what made me like think about all this stuff. You know what I mean? I wanted to point out, you know what I mean? Shout out Miss Pope. I don't know where she is, man, but she was one of the staff in Silmar that was cool. I mean, cool as hell, man. And I remember like we would stay getting into it. Like, bullshit aside, we had a relationship like if she was, it was like a mom and son type of relationship, honestly. You know what I mean? I don't even want to say nothing bad about Miss Pope. You know what I mean? Nothing but love and respect to her. But from the outside looking in, they thought that me and her were like boyfriend and girlfriend type shit. You know what I mean? Because I want to say during the time when all that happened with my grandma and me getting down with Dumbo and all that, she seen me one time like break down. I was just broken, crying, and she like, what's up, man? Like, what's wrong with you? And I told her like, man, like, just got dealing with a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I confided in her. So fast forward one day, right? I'm gonna just give you guys this one example. It's me and my celly, we're blazing. It's me and the homie. Shout out to the homie Armando de la Rosa. That's the boy right there. That's my celly. It was me and him. We were blazing right before class. And she comes, she's opening doors, and she smells the bud. Keep in mind, like I said, anyone that knows me from juvenile hall, I stayed with that fire czar. You know what I mean? Every weekend, your boy will make moves. And come Monday, Tuesday, I'll have some bombs off and be serving it to everyone. Hey, if I'm lying, I'm dying. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. So, boom. I always had that za. She opens the door and she smells it like, what the hell? And she just looks at me mad. And she leaves. Like, what the fuck? She let everyone else go. And I remember that day, they were having a pizza party in my class, in room 40. They were having a little pizza party. So I remember, boom, she comes back. She opens the door and she lets my celly out. She lets the homie out. He goes, she like, no, you stay. Like, what? What you mean? She like, you stay. She like, I told you I didn't want to smell it. Like, woo, woo. I'm like, man, like, why you tripping? Like, we've been together right here for 2 years. Like, you've never tripped on me in blazing, you know what I mean? I do my best, spray fabuloso, you know what I mean? It's not loud. I guarantee you didn't smell it until you opened my door. So I'm not disrespecting you. How do you feel like I'm disrespecting you? Like, I don't get it. She was like, you out of all people, like, you know better, woo, woo, you can't wait, woo, woo. And I get it. From the outside looking in, I get it. I could have waited a couple of hours, you know what I mean, till she left to blaze. And that's why she was mad. But as a kid, I didn't see it. I was like, man, you tripping, woo, woo. I'm like, man, you stopping me from going and getting pizza, woo, woo. She ends up breaking down, like, telling me her problems. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna disclose that or nothing, but she ends up breaking down. I mean, crying, righteously crying, man. And I just give her a hug, like, hey, like, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like, I had no idea, you know what I'm saying? Like, I apologize. Like, whatever you got going on, like, I don't want to add to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember she left. There was another CO, shout out Wiggins. He was a brother, an older cat, light-skinned older cat, a brother. I believe he went to the military. He was one of them military cut guys and walked like he used to be in the military. So, boom, she leaves and he comes. Opens my door, like, what's up? What's going on with you and her? Like, what? What you mean? Like, what's going on with you and her? Like, what? Nothing. Like, what you mean? Something's going on with you guys. Like, what? Nah, you tripping. Boom. Long story short, every time she was working, I was her KP. And that's how, if you guys seen the last video I dropped when I said I went suicidal watch to get my phone, all that shit is real. I'ma have my celly, my boy Armando de la Rosa, I'ma have him come and we gonna sit down and he gonna tell you his version. Cause that was my celly. Like, he was my celly when I had the phone. Me and him honestly put in, he gave me feria. I put in the Yesca, but he cashed me out feria. We went halves on it, you know what I mean? So, boom. He was with me when all that was happening. Me and him talking is what reminded me of all this. Shoot, I remember with him being on the phone, calling the party line. We're inside jail, calling the party line and shit. This was back then, you know? Oh wait, the party line was still kind of cracky. Not on the streets, but as far as us in jail, we're still calling the party line. But, boom. That's how, when I went up to Z and I came back down, when I went on suicide watch, that's how I was able to stay in that building. I wouldn't doubt it if Miss Pope is the one that talked to Miss Hunter. Because Miss Hunter, that was the name of the lady that, like, was under the supervisor. She wasn't the supervisor, but she was the one under the supervisor. But she's the one that I made the deal with, that if the homies that went to Drake, that came back from Drake, if they didn't go live in the day room and create a big old riot, that they would let me stay. So, boom, I end up staying. I'm right there chilling. Every time Miss Pope would be free staff, that day I would always be her KP. And to be honest, like I said, we never crossed the line, you know what I'm saying? And I always gave her that respect. But a lot of people from the outside looking in, I know they were thinking other things, other stuff, you know what I mean? That's Mr. Wiggins, for example. Every time, because me and her would chop it up, like, and I mean, we would chop it up. And I remember when I left, Miss Pope, if you ever see this, I told you, you're gonna hear from me. I told you, you're gonna hear from me. When I left, she was like, take care of yourself, you know what I mean? Like, and I remember telling her, like, don't worry, man, like, you'll hear from me. She's like, what? Like that? She believed in me back then, you know? She was like that? You know, I'm gonna see you on the news, like, as far as, like, in the papers, you're gonna be somebody big, like. And I remember I just told her, like, nah, like, I'm gonna look for you, you know? Like, you're cool as fuck, like, I would like to keep in touch with you, you know? But, yeah, you know what I mean? Just wanted to share that story, you know what I mean? Because me and him were talking. He was talking about how, because he got out and he stays in the San Fernando Valley. That's where the compound is at, you know what I'm saying? So, he said he ran into a couple of COs, a couple of the staff from Silmar, and that just brought up the conversation of COs that we were with and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And just, that's one person, man, that if I can ever thank like humbly from the heart, man. Like, I appreciate you, man, for real. I wouldn't doubt it if, remember I told you guys that I was trying to line it up to go inside the cell and get down with Dumbo, and we had asked the Judas and they had said yeah, but they never did it. I wouldn't doubt it if Miss Pope got at them and told them like, hey, look, don't let that happen, you know? Like, I don't want my boy to get hurt. You know what I mean? Honestly, like, I'm right here saying it wholeheartedly. I wouldn't doubt it if she's the one that backed me up in that and didn't allow that to happen. Because when I asked all them people, I'm pretty sure he asked, because Dumbo asked, and then he came and he told me like, hey bro, like, I'm gonna need that. We're not gonna go live, but we're gonna go in the cell. Like, I already asked them, but because he was a big ass motherfucker, you know what I mean, and your boy was smaller, you know what I mean, so I wouldn't doubt it if she's the one that was like, hey, don't let that happen. Because the other COs, they wouldn't have cared, man. They just wanted to see a fight. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. When I asked them, they said yeah. They didn't say no. They didn't say, hey, he's too big for you or none of that. You know what I mean? They would just like smile like, oh yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Hey, if I'm lying, you already know. I'm dying. You know what I'm saying? But that's another little story, man, as far as me being in the compound. And, you know what I mean? Want to shout out Mr. Davis. Shout out Miss Wilcox. Shout out Garcia with the long hair. Shout out my boy Salgado. My boy Salgado. Man, I have a lot of stories. I wanna get my pictures back. I have a lot of pictures. One where I'm in the cell. Watch, I'm gonna put this one right here for those of y'all that have never seen it. I'm gonna put it right here. And hopefully this time I don't forget. It's just I'm editing, full-time dad, work, now this delivery service, little stuff like that I might forget, like little pictures, little stuff like that. And I apologize, but get at me and anything, I'll send it to you. Get at me on IG, anything you guys wanted to see that I talked on and I didn't put it up there, get at me on Instagram. I'll slide it to you, man. But yeah, there's actually a picture of me hitting a bowl, a pipe, like a straight bowl. You know what I mean? There's a picture of me with a Patron bottle with my boy Shaggy. And I also want to share the story about me. I don't know if this was my boy Pelon, if I was sold up with the homie Armando at the time, or if I was still with Stretch from Compton Crip. Because a riot had happened right there inside the unit when I went to court, and Stretch was at court too. So when we came back, they sealed us up together, and that was my celly for like a couple of months. And then he moved out and I moved in, the homie Armando with me, my boy Pelon. So boom, I don't know if it was before the homie came to the cell when I was with the homie from 2C's, but shout out the homie Murder Rock. I don't know where he's at, but Murder Rock from Van Nuys Gangsta Brims. Shout out my boy, man. Straight up. I was in the cell right next to him, and it was his birthday. My birthday had just passed, and it was his birthday. And shout out to the CO, shout out to the free staff Harvey, man. Shout out Harvey. Much love and respect to you, big dog. He's the one that I said when I went down on suicidal watch, and I told him to go get my phone from the other side. That's him. Well, he was working a late night shift. He was working a double shift because he normally worked in the evenings, afternoon, evening, you know what I mean? But this was the graveyard shift. He was sitting on Murder Rock from Van Nuys Gangsta Brims, and Murder Rock had Zatu. He was one of those that used to get Zatu. So I remember we rolled up a blunt. At first we rolled up one. Boom, he came inside the cell and we're blazing a blunt. It was me, Murder Rock, and the homie Armando or Stretch. It was three of us. We're in the cell blazing. Straight blunt. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Rolled up a straight blunt of some bomb. Cause in the night, the staff in Unit Y that worked there, they didn't care about nothing. I mean nothing. So blazing. Then we roll another one. Blazing. We go to school the next day. Tell me why they told me that Unit Z, the unit on top of Y, in the middle of the night, they ended up hitting that whole unit. I'm talking about the whole unit got hit because somebody was smoking. Hey, but it wasn't even them though. It was me, it was us downstairs. Because through the vents, you could talk to the people in the unit upstairs. So we were blazing and blowing everything through the vents, so it just went up. And they hotboxed the whole unit. Not only unit Y was hotboxed, but unit Z too. But the COs that worked Z were not with the business. They didn't know it was the homies downstairs hotboxing unit Y. It went all the way to Z. No cap. If anybody was in unit Z around that time, tap in, but straight up. And everyone knew it too. Everyone knew it, that it was your boy downstairs. You know what I mean? If anybody was in the compound in 2008 and 2009, you guys know your boy. If you guys ever bought some ZA from Unit Y, more than likely it came from your boy. And you see, ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you guys are in the Los Angeles area, you guys trying to get some bomb ZA, get at your boy, man. I got some of that Santo OG, and I got some Animal Face. And on top of that, I got these fire disposables, man. Live rosin, fire. And I mean fire. If you guys are in the Inglewood, Los Angeles area, I'll deliver to you guys myself. Name any other YouTuber, rapper, social media person, whatever you want to call it. Name any other person that's actually out here touching bases with the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you guys a little bit of love, establish that connection, establish that relationship, man. Sky's the limit. I appreciate everybody rocking with me, man. I got this hoodie right here, and before anything, I want to show you guys the back, because to be honest, this person right here on the back that I'm wearing on the back of this sweater, my bad. This person that I'm wearing on the back of this sweater is where I got my blueprint from and why I'm chasing my dreams and doing it in the fashion that I'm doing it, right? I'm gonna show you guys the picture, and then I'm gonna share a story, and then you gonna understand what I'm trying to get at and what I'm trying to accomplish. The backpack down there. Right there. Rest in peace, Neighborhood Nip, man. But let me share a story, since we're on the juvenile hall days, right? So, the first ever name that I ever got was my girl Stephanie at the time. And I got her name right here. This is a cover up, right? But so I remember when I was in juvenile hall, right? I was talking to her on the phone, and she was like, I was like, what are you doing, you know? She's like, oh, I'm over here going with my cousin. She was with her older guy cousin, you know what I mean? She's like, I'm going with my cousin. He's going to South Central to pick up some bud. I'm like, oh yeah? She's like, yeah. He met somebody. Her cousin had just got out the county, but he met somebody in the county that was telling him he had that fire, that his boys had that fire. So he got out and he was going to cop. So I'm talking to her. It's a normal day, right? They're pulling up. She's like, oh my God, babe, you won't believe what just happened. Like, what? She's like, you know that rapper Nipsey Hussle? At the time, I was with S-Head from 60s, you know what I mean? From Neighborhood. So he used to bump the Bullets Don't Got No Name. I don't know if it was volume 1, 2, or 3, but he used to bump whichever one came out in 08. He used to bump it through the big speakers in the building. You know what I mean? He had Juice right there, so he had the mixtape of Nipsey. I remember Slauson, crazy motherfucking name Nipsey. Turned up cause I grew up in the 60s. Cautious. That one, right? So I remember hearing his music cause of S-Head. So then I'm on the phone and she's telling me like, hey, Nipsey just came out and he's the one that dealt the bud to my primo. Like, what, for real? She's like, yeah, the rapper Nipsey, he's the one that just came and he delivered to my primo. Like, what? Like, that's crazy. I went right away. I told S-Head, like, hey, S-Head, come here, fool. Like, hey, fool, like, hey, your boy's the truth, homie, straight up. Like, hey, your boy's the truth, homie. He's like, why, what's up? I'm like, hey, my girl just went with her cousin to South Central to pick up some bud, and guess who came out and served them? Your boy Nick. He's like, yeah, that fool's in the hood serving, trapping. Like, that's dope. So I'm just trying to follow the footsteps, you know what I mean? Trying to connect with y'all. I know a lot of my fan base, and I don't even like saying fans, you know what I mean? Because I ain't nobody to have fans, you know what I mean? But a lot of my people, a lot of my supporters, I'm gonna say supporters, but I know my supporters blaze. 90% of my supporters, of my people, probably drink, probably blaze, you know what I mean? And I don't judge no one, but a way to connect with y'all for right now, I'm gonna do it by delivering that all to you guys, man, personally. You guys want to take a picture, you want to do a video, a skit, let's get it. You're a content creator, man. You smoke za and you want to do some skits, perfect timing, man. Cop something from your boy, pull up, deliver it to you, get a skit in, and we gone. Going about your day. The sky's the limit, man. I'm gonna use everything I get from here to buy the clothes, the shirts and stuff, the materials I need to have everything at home, so I can start doing merch deliveries as well. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, man, and the sky's the limit. I'm giving you guys the blueprint, man. Y'all just, whatever you guys want to do, put your mind to it and accomplish it. All you have to do is do it. Believe in yourself, take that leap of faith and do it, man. Best believe you're gonna reach greatness. I guarantee you. It's your boy Santo G, man. Shout out Killer Kush. Shout out Cali Herbs Los Angeles. Shout out my people at Frenchy Road Kennels. If you guys want some bombs out, you want to go into the dispensary, check out my good people at Killer Kush. If you want it delivered to you, get at my good people at Cali Herbs Los Angeles. That's Cali Herbs Official on Instagram. Or if you guys want a top of the line Frenchy or any type of pub, get at my good people at Frenchy Road Kennels and they'll direct you in the right way, man. I appreciate y'all. Let's get it.